Right, this is the new Fiat 124 Spider, and the challenge for the following video is to not make constant comparisons to the Mazda MX-5 on which it is based. Oh, except I just did. Now obviously it's irresistible to compare the Fiat with the Mazda on which it's based, and I would love to have come to this launch fresh with some experience of the MX-5 with which to give you some proper, insightful road tester type comparisons. And I'm actually in a better position than most to have done so because my mum has recently gone out and bought a new MX-5. So before flying out to lovely sunny Italy, I said, "Mum, can I have a go with your MX-5? And she said, "Get lost." But I have driven the car, so hopefully I can offer some sort of comparison between the two. What do you notice? Well, I think really the styling tells you a lot about what you need to know. The Mazda is very kind of contemporary looking with its very Japanese design. Fiat is absolutely unashamed that this is a retro homage to the original Fiat 124 Spider, which launched 50 years ago now and was a massive success, particularly in America. Secondly, there's the engine. The Mazda, as we know, sticks with a very traditional and very nice, normally aspirated engine. You can get a 1.5 or a 2 litre version. Fiat has a 1.4 turbo, much more kind of new school power plant. As you'd expect, the characters of the two engines are very, very different indeed. If we look at the 2 litre version of the MX-5, that has 160 horsepower against this car's 140 horsepower. But as you might expect, the Mazda is a bit down on torque, it only has 148 pound-feet, and the Fiat has got 177, and it comes in much, much sooner as well. So as a result of that, you've got a lot more mid-range. I mean, it's not a fast car, let's be absolutely clear about that. It's no rocket ship, but it's a less frantic driving experience than the Mazda, which is still pretty chilled out in its own way. But in this car, you're more likely to mooch. If you look a little bit further down the line, it's pretty unlikely that Mazda's going to make any more powerful versions of the MX-5 anytime soon, if at all. But because Fiat has got a turbo engine, it has the scope to tune it up and make it potentially quite a bit quicker. And we've already seen an Abarth version of the 124. It's got, I think, about 170 horsepower from the same 1.4 litre engine, which is a step in the right direction. They've certainly got plans to go rallying, which is interesting, especially when you've got a rally version of the GT86, so maybe some new rear-wheel drive rallying heroes. So yes, so the engine is a lot different in character, as are the looks. So there are two real differences, genuine differences between the two cars. Similarities, well, obviously they're handled in the same way. If you're expecting some kind of drift monster, I'll bring you back again to that 140 horsepower power output, but it just has a nice balance to it. You do get a sense of the steering being uncorrupted by the driving force, and the rear axle just having a very, very subtle say in how the car goes around corners, and that's nice. There aren't enough rear-wheel drive cars around these days, so we should celebrate there being another one. If you look further down the line, there's definite potential with this car. And this first one is probably about where Fiat needs to be. Probably not words we would like to tend to use on PH very much, but it's a mature and sensible car. It is, I think, a kind of grown-up touring roadster. I think fair play to Fiat. They've done a decent job first time out, and now they've got a great platform on which to build. So there we have it. Despite sharing significant amounts of its underpinnings with Mazda's definitive roadster, I think we have successfully demonstrated that the Fiat 124 Spider is nothing like the Mazda MX-5, except in the ways that it is.